Welcome to the Mario era, chapter 102 plus.
It's the recap show. Ciento dos de Mario. It's a me. I lost the Rutgers.
We got a double whammy to end the year.
We lost the
double
Rutgers.
whammy show, double whammy extravaganza to end the year, and we fucking lost to Rutgers.
First time ever.
First time in the history.
I think I mentioned when we got the invite, I had visions of Mark Richt cold on the sideline in Wisconsin running up and down on us. And it was a red team again, same stadium, running up and down, a little bit warmer, running up and down on us. 200 and something yards rushing. Mm-hmm.
And
last time we gave it this much rushing was North Carolina game, the infamous game.
I think secretly, Mario was either half chub or full chub watching that offense against us. That was his legit. That was his pinup girl. That offense has been above his bed since he's been like a wee man. Like in Pop Warner offensive line football, he had that offense above his bed in a bikini, in a G-string. He has dreamed about something like that, and he got to witness it from one of his mentors. Oh no, that was gross. It's so gross that Toast left.
Toast is so gross he left. Speaking of Toast and leaving and everything else, I mean, he started quite a stir today on that. Of which I will say he then got hammered for about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes later, all to circle back around and him to say, yeah, see, I told you this. I told you this 10 minutes into the game. I told you this. And I kind of almost jumped on his bandwagon by the end of the game. And man, it's hard for me, and I don't discredit what he said, which is really,
you got to tell people what he said.
Oh God, I don't even remember what he said. Hold on.
He basically said, we're about to get boat raced by Rutgers. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid.
That's what he said. He said something to that extent, but it was like, here, getting run out of the building by Rutgers. Gotta be honest. I don't care who the QB portal is. Who the portal QB is, or what happens the rest of the offseason. You can dump all that Kool-Aid out. I'm not buying any of it.
Who was that?
That was somebody from the OBB count. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
All right, that's fine. Listen, off the back,
I believed it by the end of the game.
Well, see, I had this illustration in my mind. In terms of Mario's recruiting, right? I want to talk about the recruiting. It is like a Italian-made suit to the hilt. Thousands of dollars. Meticulous, clean, sexy. Like he's got the top 3 recruiting class. He is. That suit, those loafers, my goodness. Tops in the nation. But then when you get to game day, it's like he gets that same suit. That's what he's known for, his recruiting suit. But on game day, he gets this mustard neon yellow fish tie. And he puts it together, and the ensemble, you just can't take that man serious, right? You applaud the suit when it was recruiting a few weeks ago. We all were. We were sipping the Kool-Aid. And then again, we can't get through a single telecast. Doesn't matter who the announcers are, without game day mismanagement coming up. It is like clockwork. It is like Groundhog's Day. Over and over, it's the yellow, gross neon fish tie. And he's got to lose the tie, boys. I'm being honest, because it's getting old. Cost us a couple games this season.
I mean, I don't think the game management cost us this game. I mean, it wasn't gross. It was mentioned.
No.
It was mentioned.
But at the end of the half, you had to essentially roll out there with 1:30 less that you had.
Yeah.
And then he took 2 timeouts with him into the spring.
Yeah, he's taking the spring game.
So when you got that, by all
Smart.
luck and chance and circumstance, you get that onside kick at the end of the game, which is in itself, you already looked at the clock and you're like, there's no chance here. There was like 17, 20 seconds. It would have been nice to have a minute and 20, minute 30, manage that a little bit better. I don't think necessarily it cost this game. I think there's other things we could talk about that potentially cost this thing, but it didn't help. It never helps.
No,
It never
you didn't
helps.
put-
I don't
once
think
again,
it's ever.
You didn't put the team in the
optimized.
best position to win.
I don't think it's ever optimized.
Joey Zagacki mentioned it on the radio broadcast. There was 3 minutes left, and you chose not to call a timeout because you were down already, and that's your mentor on the other side of the sideline, and you were just throwing in the white towel and giving it up with 3 minutes to go. Well, that's Mario. There you go. That's Mario. He gave up, threw in the towel 3 minutes ago. And then when something did happen that was good, that would have brought you back in the game, now it's too late because you already threw in the white towel 3 minutes ago.
I don't disagree.
Well, again, you suck at managing a game in the last few minutes of a half or a game. You just do. You do. And until you fix that, we're not going anywhere. I don't care how many recruits, I don't care how many number 3 signing classes you bring in. And like nothing changes on game day, bro. We're in the off season now. You bring all the recruits you want. Once the clock is ticking, we got 60 minutes of a game. You don't know what you're doing.
Let's keep with the storylines, right? So one of the things, game mismanagement kind of coming, clock mismanagement once again was brought up on the telecast. Joe Zagacki brought that up. But let's talk about players being undisciplined. My goodness. Okay. Now that is a direct reflection of the coach. Number 3, we don't like to call out players by name, but we just watched Toast. Help me out here. It was your Seattle wide receiver, good guy. He just like runs 4.2. What's his name? Guy
DK Metcalf? Tyler
Okay, DK
Lockett?
Metcalf.
Yeah.
They essentially targeted him because they knew they can unravel him. And they basically put like a mental midget bounty on him. Like we can get under his skin. We can get a flag against this guy. If you don't think the rest of the ACC, and I know this was a Big Ten school, puts you in a situation to like unleash holy hell because you can't control. He needs to be sent to like to Tibetan monks, like up monastery, multiple stairs, like carrying water, becoming one with nature. Because, bro, you set your team back like 75 yards. You can't do it time and time again. You did it against like NC State. You can't. And Mario, what happened to the Mario that you remember that clip when he was out at Oregon and some people, he got in that wide receiver's face for getting a penalty and he's like, oh no, brother, you're going to get a leg drop from the third top rope if you do that again, brother. But like now it's a pass. I don't get it. Had too many penalties, derailed some drives. Obviously it affected the mood of the team. I just didn't like seeing that on the field today. Too much undisciplined nature for a Mario team.
Well, how about this aspect, bro? What about, you have, obviously we bring 11 into the game. He's starting the first start of the year. You have an entire, 15 practices or whatever. And that first half, what was that first half, bro? What kind of offensive game plan was that? We ended with 40 yards? Like, what was that? It was the same thing we saw with Emory against Clemson. Like, that's what you came up with in a month? Like, you knew who the quarterback was going to be. You knew who the opponent was going to be. And that's what you came up with in a month.
Nope. That first play they came up firing.
and who dropped it?
And it looked to me like it was a pretty damn good ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that play, you put it to bed. You put it to bed for the next 29 minutes.
Well, they got rolling. They got rolling. They scored 17 unanswered. And to me, what derailed the whole game, what seemed to be like the catalyst for calamity, was when they blocked a punt. But you got to back that up. You were in our own. We went run, incomplete, 3 and out. Next time we went run, sack. And he gets in this rut. We're talking about Shannon Dawson now. He gets in this rut where it just, Toast, you're right. It just disappears. And Hard Knocks has just been so fascinating. We're the Orange Bowl boys. Obviously, we have an affinity for the Dolphins. And there was this clip where it's like, Mike McDaniel, you better call the best play call you have. And then they show it going to Reek, and they use some motion, and they got the man coverage, and that's what they do, right? And that's the call that he came up with. When it's 4th down now, and we have a chance to get back in this game, you line up, brother, and you just go to smash it down their throats, brother. And it's like
if you can't get a yard, you don't deserve to win, Ro.
But Scoop, Toast. It's like you've heard of the Achilles heel.
Bro.
This is Achilles machismo. That's like his Achilles heel. His bravado in doing that, just let's line up and it's all about the trenches, brother. That shit don't work all the time. It cost you again. Like you can't do it. Like the NFL, you would get fired so fast. Bro, I'm telling you, if you're offensive coordinator, if that's what you're blessing, if that's what you want, it wouldn't work in the NFL, brother. Right? You gotta look yourself in the mirror and realize that Achilles machismo and the game management shit, it's costing you games. And we just lost to Rutgers. Us Orange Bowl guys, right? Orange Bowl boys. Losing to Rutgers kind of stings a little bit because we're Big East kids. We lost to Rutgers.
But Roe. Hold on. Let me come up with an excuse. Because that's what we're good at. We're good.
Okay,
we're good at coming up with excuses. That's all
Cheers.
we do is it's excuse after excuse after excuse. We're not allowed to call anybody out. We get the fan police. We're not allowed to be critical. The excuse is, oh, well, we had too many players missing. Okay. So let me ask you a question. This is a serious question now. I'm not kidding. The guys behind the guys who you had missing are going to be the guys in short order. Right? Aside from a few, maybe here or there, maybe you've got one or two that come in this class coming in and that contribute. But the guys behind the guys you saw today are the guys. What's the excuse? Those are your guys next year.
These are all his
Oh,
guys.
we got another off season of weight training.
Yeah.
Got another off season of learning whatever. Those are the guys. So say whatever you want. They battled. They didn't give up. We came back at some point. But man, I'm kind of on toast. I'm kind of on toast tweet. I'm on the tweet of toast. And you can take your bucket or 40-gallon fucking drum of Kool-Aid. I don't give a fuck what happens the remainder of the offseason. I really don't.
Thank you.
I don't. Don't care.
Listen, this has all the makings of what we've been dealing with for the last 20 years. Only this time, it's going to last longer because he has a longer contract than any of the guys before him. So this one's not getting fired after 5 years because it's a 10-year deal.
Last week, we said all we need is a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Where is that? Where's the quarterback?
Jakari Brown did not.
If today,
play.
no, look. If today was an interview,
Mm-hmm.
I really wish they'd have locked up a portal QB before today. Kind of my take on it.
Listen, as that game was going on, every quarterback's price was going up and up and up and up. Listen, I got no issue with Jakari, okay? But he's not going to be the guy for next year. Emery's not the guy for next year. If those two guys are battling it out for the starting job next year, just whatever, bro. Throw in the goddamn towel now, like Mario did with 3 minutes left to go in the game. But once again, here we are. It's December 28th. Bowl game's in the books now. You know, I mean, he's still out there. And DJ is still out there. Guys have not committed, so they're still out there. Maybe negotiations are still happening. I don't know. But bro, you gotta get something going.
I'm going to let you touch on Jakari, Ro. I think Jakari can be the guy. I love Jakari's skill set. Jakari played well today. Overall, Jakari played well today. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. He had 54 yards on the ground. He was 20 of 31. Really nice corner route to X. We'll touch on X in a second. I'm not sure, and this goes back to what we talked about for a lot of the year. I'm not sure he's a good fit for this offense.
Well, that was the curiosity from me, and that's what was peaking at certain points in the game because I wanted to see how this offense would morph and if it would hit another facet if it had a mobile quarterback. Now, Ja'Cory Brown had 15 carries for 57 yards. He was your leading rusher for the University of Miami. Like, inexplicably, they both Rutgers and Miami had the same yards per play average. So it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't what I thought it would be. We scored 24 points. At times it became very pedestrian, the offense. It got vanilla. The Orange Bowl boys account put like a bunch of vanilla ice cream scoops out there. It's either it was soft or vanilla. It's still, Mario's got to ditch the tie, boys. He's got a great suit. He can recruit. He's going to extend his lease based off the recruiting that he's going to do. We're going to start to amass some NFL talent here shortly. But if he doesn't get rid of that tie and start to morph, and then it needs trickle-down economics, Marionomics here, needs to trickle down into Shannon, because that's not going to get it done. What you called on fourth down, the 2 back-to-back backbreakers, when you needed something, you came up with 2 rudimentary runs and then a pass, 2 rudimentary runs and a sack. He's got to change the wardrobe. He's got to update. He needs a new tie too, right? They're stuck in their ways, and until that changes, you got to constantly morph and evolve. Toast is right. I mean, it's just going to be the same. And here's the thing. But this is how it changes. But here's how it changes.
But how? And why do you think that they're even remotely considering it?
Because this is what they need to do. Listen, and for the people listening, this is what you need to do, because Miami's brand is on the line here. Your financial investment, you got to surround yourself. I know, I've listened. You got to get the best people. You got to, yeah, okay. But when the best people are in a rut and they're failing to perform, you got to get them the help so they can see the bigger picture. So whoever's in there that can get to his ear saying, listen, we're sending off film and we're going to look at the game management side strictly. And we're going to get you help here. No, I'm dead serious.
I know, I get it, but
it's not happening, bro.
I mean, that's total full of shit.
No, because this is what a GM would do.
Happen.
Yes, but you're supposed to audit yourself. Wrong. Like, you're supposed to have an after-action reporter saying, what did I do wrong as a coach?
We've been saying that for weeks.
I said that the offseason. I had to look in the mirror and realize that I have to get better at this in the offseason, but he's not going to.
But then here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you keep losing to Rutgers, if you keep dissipating the crowd, we're not getting anybody at Hard Rock Stadium. The powers that be are going to have to step in and be like, listen, you see the cliff. Before you go to the cliff, Mario, we're going to try to put some guardrails to get you help. If he's not willing to get his help, I'm going to say this as pleasantly as I can. Fuck him. That's it. Because if you're that stubborn and you can't realize you need help, fuck him. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Bro, but that's the issue, bro, is that if he needs administration to force him into this, then we're screwed. If he doesn't realize this, looking in the mirror and doing self-reflection and grading himself on how he performed in the past year, every single year, this is an issue. If he hasn't addressed it by now, he is not going to. And if you need administration to force him, then we are absolutely screwed, because he's not the guy. He's not the guy. You know, you didn't do that for Saban's never had that done to him. Name another great head coach that ever had administration had to say, hey, listen, we're going to force you to go to this tutoring during the offseason because you're bad at this aspect. It's never happened before.
I'm not saying it's tutoring. I'm just saying, listen.
But that's what it is.
But you got an NFL style GM in the building. And you can't sit there and use NFL resources. You can't go up to Mike McDaniel in the offseason up the street and just like, I'm not asking the guy to reinvent himself, Toast. Scoop, I'm not doing that. I just told you it's an ugly ass tie. I like the suit. I like everything you stand for. I hate the fucking tie. Take it off. Start getting better. And then with Shannon, bro, you got to use a little bit more motion. Some eye can't. You started and you get in these ruts, bro. It's gross. It's gross. Now, listen, Lance Guidry, your team got gashed up today, too. It wasn't your best performance. We got run on like crazy. If we're supposed to be strong in the trenches, we just got bully bodied by Rutgers. You're not completely off the hook today, too. It seems like he's off and, he's safe. No. That was porous rush defense, too, dude. But you were solid all year long. But if these guys, and then I feel bad because the powers that be that put Mario in this situation to be where he's at what point don't they come up and like, listen, we got to change? Okay? Like, they literally went to Jimbo Fisher and said, you're not calling plays anymore. And it didn't work, but at least it was change. Change something. Change the tie.
But what do you change? So what are we going to say? Hey Mario, you've lost the ability to make decisions in the final 3 minutes of a half in the game. This person is now going to make the calls. Like it was like, I mean, come on, dude. Like you can't. This is just ridiculous. The fact that we have a head coach and a CEO of the program that is unable to see this issue and do what's necessary to fix it himself is the biggest indictment you can have on a head coach and a program CEO. Biggest one, because he's asking all the coaches and other players to do self-reflection every offseason, find out what your weaknesses were and work on that so that you're better when you come back in the spring. But he's not willing to do the same thing for his coaching game. So he's a hypocrite still. And I'll be honest with you, he's going to lose this at some point. The spin, the sales job is going to fall on deaf ears because he's not getting the results on the field. You get like 3 or 4 cycles tops of the sales spin. And then at some point it's like, bro, where's the 9 and 10 wins?
The only caveat to this and the only saving grace, I'm hoping he has some kind of like Jim Harbaugh moment. I don't know what Jim did for the first 6 or 7 years of his career because he got better later. So that's the only thing that I'm like, all right, because this is 2 years in, you just lost to Rutgers and you lost to Middle Tennessee State. You're amassing more losses. You're getting the trenches. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. But I'm hoping. I'm still an optimist by nature, believe it or not. I think he has the ability. I don't think the suit is so nice. He's so good of a recruiting. He can offset some things, but you shouldn't have to, Mario. We shouldn't get 2001 talent just to offset the fact that you're a terrible coach on game day. You shouldn't do that to yourself. Don't do that to us. It's not fair, right? I don't need 2001 coaching ability out of Mario. You can recruit at 2001 level. You don't need to be the best coach in the world, but you got to be better. You have to. You can't do what you keep doing. Now think about this. We finished 7-6. Obviously, that Neil debacle that put everybody on the radar. Would you venture to say that his game day decisions, maybe meddling in the game plans and stuff like that, cost this team? We know it cost Georgia Tech. That's a given. Would you say that another game was cost because of his game mismanagement this season at any point? Just one more.
So I don't know if I would say that, but what I would say is I'm alarmed that I haven't seen, after the Georgia Tech debacle, I haven't seen any improvement in game management. Like that was like the bottom, but there was like, oh my God, like this happened. We got to get better. And I still see the same issues showing up. Like, so it's like it happened and it didn't have any impact for causing change, for creating change. And that's even more upsetting in my mind.
Scoop, would you say he cost at least one other game?
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't actually think that the mismanagement of the game at the end of Georgia Tech was as poor as some of the other ones. I can't remember what they were, but I think there were some more egregious instances of end of the game issues that I had clock management wise, right? That was just a really poor decision to run the ball as opposed to kneeling it. But as because they ran the ball the final 4 minutes, they had the ball, they ran it 4 minutes down, whatever it was. There was some more egregious issues of clock management. I just can't specifically remember what game it was or games.
I'll just go on a limb and say probably. I say probably there was one other game this season that was caused because of mismanagement. Georgia Tech +1. Now you're not looking at 7-6. You're looking at 9-4. Do you understand what just happened? Do you understand the shift, the trajectory change that just happens if you could get your head out of your own ass? If you could literally figure it out on the field, if you could kneel the ball when you're supposed to, if you could take timeouts when you're supposed to, if you could get in the right play calls, if you come out there, call a timeout, put your team right back out there, run the same play. If you could stop that Mickey Mouse bullshit, you're looking at what we expected from you. But that's not what's happening. And I'm just saying, we'd be sitting here 9-4 if we went like, oh my God, we're so back. We might be a playoff team next year. Can't say that. Can't say that. If you do, you're naive. You can't say that. The tie is that bad. It is that bad. Now, as great of a recruiter as you are, that tie is obnoxious. It's going to follow you to the point it's going to affect your recruiting. Toast is right. Eventually, they're going to notice the tie.
Yeah, he has a very he's a big guy. He's got a large head row. That's got it. I mean, that's an accommodating ass if he can actually fit it up there like that. I mean, that's a serious sphincter. Because that's a big head.
It's a big headed. It really,
I don't know,
is.
Scoop. What are you thinking, man? Like, I mean, I don't want to cut. Like, I feel like it's just we're you know the OBB downer boys here. It's just but man, bro, like I just don't. I thought we were gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel 2 years in, and I'm just not seeing the light yet. I mean, recruiting is fine, but other teams have lost with 4 and 5 stars before. I mean, we got to win with them.
Yeah, I think my yes, recruiting is fantastic. And we were hyping up the fact that we had the top 3 recruiting class in the country and we had number 7 the year before. And I love it. And I can't wait to see these guys in uniform and playing for the University of Miami. That's what we want to watch. But the landscape of college football has changed. I mean, we're talking 359 degrees, right? Hasn't quite gotten all the way around. It is completely opposite, twice as the 180 that we know college football to be. And you can sign these recruiting classes, but they're not going to stay together. And that's the part that, you know, when you sign and you had 2 and 3 and 4 cycles that were able to be built upon, you were creating depth, you were creating competition, you were creating this kind of layered aspect of a program that can be a continuous sustaining entity. When now it's not that way. These recruiting classes are not going to stay together. You're going to have them for a year. He did a good job last year keeping last year's together into this year. We're going to lose a couple guys. But how does it work going forward? Because as the landscape continues to change, the money continues to be available. Are you going to have enough money to keep the promising ones here? Are you going to have then enough money to bring the best high school talent in? And they're all, as soon as they don't get playing time, or as soon as they think that they get more money, or they're able to negotiate more money, or their agents behind the scenes are able to negotiate more money, because tampering is fucking nonsense, right? That doesn't even exist anymore. It's just a free-for-all. And it won't be able to stay together. So I love the fact that his strength, his coup de grace, if you will, of recruiting is showing out. But I don't necessarily know how intrinsically valuable that is moving forward in today's college football. Which then brings me back to the fact that you really need a game day coach that is highly successful. Because I don't believe that you're going to sustain the way that they've been able to sustain these programs in the past. So it's another conversation for a different show. I'm just not on. I don't have my pitcher of Kool-Aid next to me. I don't. And I don't know what to do about that, because every offseason, like, I'd be the guy. I'm the guy. It's meaningless. This bowl game is meaningless. Who gives a shit? They went to New York. They had a good time. They danced in the street with some TikTokers. They did the lineman slide. Like, they went up there. They had a good time. They were missing a bunch of guys. Who cares? And I'd be on the Kool-Aid. We're going to get Cam Ward. We're going to get whoever. He's our fix. And we're going to win 9 or 10 games next year. We got the top 3 recruiting class. I'm just not excited about any of it. because I don't know how I don't see I don't see I don't know is a progression. I think so, but then I see the guys next year's the guys today. I don't know, man.
On a positive note, Xavier Restrepo now a Canes season record holder. Congratulations, 80 receptions, set a Miami Hurricanes record. Put a narrative to bed. Had 11 catches for 99 yards, including a touchdown. Would have had 2 if his right ass cheek went in, or no, his right ass cheek was out. As if his left ass cheek.
I still think his left heel was down, but you couldn't see it.
But yeah,
that was the fastest review of all time.
Right.
I don't
Can
know.
we talk about X? Can we bring that up? Can we bring
sure.
I don't know what narrative.
The amount of people on today on Twitter, all the critics.
And I'm going to say, listen, I don't know. Oh, because it's his best friend. It went as far as they need to take X off the field because Tyler looked his way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently Jakari looks his way too much too. You just might have a little prejudice in you. And I'm just reminded of Braxton Berrios being here. He's like, you and who? Right? Because they get a monumental flack. It's just like, I think when you're that small white receiver, you're people are gunning for you. It is what it is. We've interviewed enough of them too. They're like, they get no respect a lot of the times. They just got to kind of prove it. They got to prove it. People are always going to kind of count them out, dog them. Dude, if the kid can play, the kid can play. That's it. Leave it at that.
He's the best receiver on the team. And you want to know why he was targeted so much? Because he's the best fucking receiver on the team.
And just leave it at that. Please stop.
I mean, how hard is it?
Right?
But now you're begging for him to come back.
And now Isaiah Horton came into that Colby Young road. Solid game. 5 catches for 54 yards, 10.8 a catch. Solid game from that young man too. Jacoby George, we talked about him. You need to go to Tibet, work with the monks. Only had 2 catches for 13. Jakari was solid. He didn't put the team on his back, but he had 2 rushing touchdowns and he had a throwing touchdown. He had that one perplexing interception. Okay, it happens, right?
He had 3 total touchdowns today. Let's be real.
But X is that dude, and you better hope he comes back. He might, if he goes to the NFL, then we got a bunch of talent coming in, but that's some big shoes to fill. That is some huge shoes to fill. And I'm wondering if he does declare for the NFL, if it does affect our portal chances at quarterback with certain dudes. Because some dudes might want to throw to that guy. I would. He gets open, even in a phone booth. You and who?
Hey. Look, selfishly, obviously we want him back. But I don't know. You're risking not being able to produce that much next year. Right? I mean, I don't know.
He's got to do what's best for him.
I would try. I would try. Why not?
Yeah.
Of course. He needs to do what he needs to do. Now, bad look for the trenches. Not only did our defensive line get pushed around, they did not get any sacks either on the day. And I know they were running it down your throat, so they made it really difficult to get any kind of traction or get any sacks, but not a good look for the trenches. On the offensive side, you kind of see the offensive line did take a little step back, in my opinion, with the absence of Lee and Cohen. That made we weren't able to run the ball. But you got to think, as a coaching staff coming in, you're probably not going to be able to run the ball as well without those 2 guys who are going to be like, top, 1, 2, 3rd round in NFL. That's just me. Maybe you come up with a better game plan on offense, but I don't know. No.
How do you think we did? Markeith got out there at safety. That was kind of the biggest room with the biggest void. Both starters are gone. The back half didn't perform awful.
No, they weren't getting tested in the passing game.
Yeah,
Markeith was second in the team in tackles. He only had 4 tackles. Francisco, they made some adjustments, and then later on, Rutgers made adjustments again. I thought where I felt the glaring deficiency, defensive tackle. I felt like we got pushed around. Missing Leonard Taylor hurts more than people realize. So we need to get some body depth there and impact depth.
But we got the kid from Middle Tennessee State coming in.
Yeah, but we have to get good in the interior because Litch did not have a particularly good game, especially on that punt. I I think it was the way we lost to. Getting pushed around by Rutgers, no sacks, conservative game plan again, not calling timeouts. It's just everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong. The aesthetics, not good. And that's where we are.
We
No
got to
Kool-Aid.
take a quick break.
Yes.
And got to talk about some friends, and this one's going to be a little bit special. So for a long, long time, these folks have been the title sponsor of this pod, and this will be the last time we'll be doing a commercial for them. And want to just say from all of us here at the Orange Bowl Boys and OBB Media Inc. that we absolutely adore and love and thank everyone affiliated with Ed Morse, Teddy, the entire family, the staff, everyone, the marketing department that have been an absolute joy to work with for the last 5 years. Listen, it's been no secret. They have, Teddy has increased the footprint of this company. They're a national company now. They're no longer a South, they started in South Florida, but now they're national. And I think when that happens, there's going to be a shift of marketing philosophy, and that's totally cool. But we've had a great run with them. We want to thank them. We still want to encourage all of you, if you're looking for a ride, edmorse.com. No matter what state you live in, get your ass over there, go onto the website, find the ride that you want, order it, buy it up, make sure you let them know the Orange Bowl Boys sent you. You loved hearing them on the show. And we wish Teddy and the entire Ed Morse crew nothing but love moving forward in 2024 and beyond. And thank you guys very much for being a part of the first major sponsors of the Orange Bowl Boys.
Woohoo!
Yeah, look, and I'll touch on it a little bit myself. Teddy, good friend of mine. We thank you. Just already said it from the bottom of our hearts. This show would have never turned into what it turned into without their support. Plain and simple. Their support from day one allowed us to truly build the brand of OBB, and we're forever grateful that they believed in this, and Teddy believed in this. Huge Canes fan, believed in this as much as we did. So, thank you. And it will be it'll be the last time we don the cap for the show. We will have a new cap soon enough, and we will tell you here shortly who that new cap will be.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Is it
Teddy.
Manscaped?
It is not.
Oh, okay.
Manscaped. Promo code OBB. You know it's getting cold. You're getting furry. The Performance Package 5.0. It has anything you want. Anything you want. You get the reference. Great movie, by the way. This is my rifle. This is my gun. And underneath my gun are my balls. And Manscaped is absolutely perfect for your boys. Promo code OBB. Go ahead. After the holidays, you didn't get it. I know. You're listening to this. You're like, you know what? I didn't get Manscaped. But you got some gift cards. They work. And so does the promo code Manscaped. Now, we talked about the package.
You want to go buy your packages?
You should, because he's killing it.
Beatingthebookie.com. Buy your packages. And we've told you to follow the guy. So BTB has been giving out some free NBA parlays. He's doing it not every night, but he's doing it. He's hit on a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And the last 2 or 3, I think he's hit on like 5 out of 6.
Mm-hmm.
So think about this. Even if you bet each individual pick and the parlay, and you're 5 out of 6, you're winning.
Well,
right?
there's
You see how that works?
There's also a round robin aspect on the parlays that you can add in, where if one of your legs doesn't come through, it just uses 2 of the legs and you get a smaller payout. It's called the round robin. You can add on to your bet with that as well. Also, and he's had to throw this out and throw it out for some folks. For those of you listening, you do not put a full unit on a parlay. Parlay is a sprinkle. It's fun. So you don't. I think some folks are like betting it like it's a normal pick, and it's like no, like, dude, the odds are significantly higher for a reason. You don't do your normal units, and just mentally note that. Don't want you to wipe out your profit because you're losing it on parlays.
Yes, beatingthebookie.com, @beatingthebookie, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. he's had another fantastic year with OBB and BTB. Thank you. We will continue to push this thing forward to next year. Exciting. Make sure you get in for bowl season. There's like, I don't know, like 20 games left, like 20 big games left. And NHL is back after the holiday break and everything else. College basketball, college football, NFL, soccer, and the golf season is about to pick back up as well.
Yeah.
Who else we got?
We got the Bange boys.
Oh,
I'm Paul.
the
Give me a
Bange
call.
boys.
561
I'm Paul.
954 305 981 roof. 981 roof. 981 roof. The roof is leaking. You got a blue tarp and you need to burn that thing. And give call Paul. Hi, I'm Paul. Give me a call. Right? It is blue tarp season. Honestly, boys, I pull into my neighborhood. It's a sad state of affairs. We've established this. The white flag and the blue tarp, ultimate signs of defeat. But I can't help you with the white flag, but I can help you with the blue tarp because the Bange boys, huge Canes fans, staple to the South Florida community. We love them. And I got an easy number, 981 roof. Listen, I'm like dyslexic. I don't know if people understand this. I am dyslexic. I listen back to the show. I listen back to the show, and I swear those words didn't come. Do you understand the words that are coming out of your mouth? I don't even understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. My producer right now is shaking his head no, because he understands. But I remember 981 roof. And he's Paul, and I'll give him a call, and I need to give him a call.
All right. Hold on. Here's the announcement. You ready?
Yes.
Totally unprepared for this, but I did it anyway. You can't see it. Can you see it?
No, it's just white. It's the white flag.
Yeah.
Can you see
What does it say? It says Bange. It says Bange. He's got the hat. It says Bange. He's got a new hat.
Look at that.
Is that it?
That's it.
Nice. New title sponsor.
Paul Bange Roofing has officially taken over starting next Monday, January 1st, 2024, as the title sponsor moving forward for the Orange Bowl boys.
Woo-hoo! Yeah, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
So Bange boys, we got to prepare you because obviously the Kiss, we're not like the Madden curse. So you're going to go national too. So you're going to keep pushing. You're going to keep pushing, baby. This is how it works. This is what happens. We're like the Kiss of luck. We're the anti-Madden curse. So get ready. This is going to be fun.
Look,
Nice.
It's going to be awesome. I mean, they when we had the conversation months ago, man, it's such a great family. I mean, it's you're going from a great family in the Ed Morse family to another great family, staples of South Florida. We couldn't be any luckier, to be quite honest with you, with the support that we've had for the show and the support that we will continue to have for the show. This is a long-term agreement. So as much as you want us to fuck out of here, it doesn't look like it's happening.
No, we're sticking around. We're sticking around.
Oh,
We're
no.
gonna stick around and piss y'all off. A little bit
Here.
longer.
A little bit longer. I mean,
little bit
honestly, one
longer.
of us might just die before the
Hey,
show.
it's a possibility.
It's a possibility, right?
I thought it was dying 3 days ago. I'll tell you the story off the air because I was like, what the hell just happened? I was literally about to call Toast Guy too because me and him were going to be on that table together.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Mine was awesome. Mine was super smooth.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, there's no joke. I did call. When was this? Was this? I don't know. It was this year. I was at gymnastics. No kidding. And thought I was having a heart attack.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I called you, dummy. What do you mean, uh-oh?
I know.
So I call Ro. I'm like, bro, I need help. I'm dead ass serious. Like, do I need to go to where do I need to go right now? And he told me, you should probably go to urgent care. So there's a decent chance I wasn't. So who the hell knows? But decent chance that one of us dies off the show.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. That's good. It's good to
We'll get replacements. Eventually, we need replacements. The Orange Bowl boys must
Eventually.
have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carry somebody carry the
question,
mantle. Like the
question.
Dread Pirate Roberts. I'll kill you in the morning, Wesley. I'll kill you in the morning.
Did you see an old friend of ours re-entered the portal?
Jake.
Quarterback, Jake. Yeah.
And did you see our other friends say no take backs? Marsh.
Who? Marsh?
Marsh
did
said no
I
take
thought Marsh was going to tweet out a picture of him jumping into the pool again.
No, he legit said no. Nope.
No.
That bridge is burned. That ship has
Burned.
sailed.
Over.
I was
Nice.
shocked. That was the most shocking thing I saw on Twitter this week.
Well, hey, so let me ask you this, because I know my answer to this. Would you take back Antoine Jackson?
But
Wait,
no,
what was the
decommitted.
drama?
No, he didn't.
He
hit the
signed.
portal.
Yeah.
He
and then
asked
he
out
left.
of his national letter of intent like 10 days later.
And then let him go.
He followed his girlfriend at East Carolina.
Mhm.
He was
They obviously broke up.
16 years old at the time.
Yeah, makes sense.
He was pretty locked down. Started the entire season for them and was flat out awesome. He's in the portal.
Yeah, I saw that
Please
he
come back.
tweeted, "Want to come home?"
Please come back.
Yeah.
Open arms.
Right? I mean, look, he was 16. He was chasing some tail. I don't care. Come home.
Yeah.
Mhm.
More tail down here now.
Mm-hmm. It's Wabbit season. You can't do these cartoons anymore.
No,
Pepe Le
can't do
Pew.
any of them.
Pepe Le Pew. He was a skunk. I'm pretty sure he was trying to rape those cats.
Yeah.
It was the one
100%.
black cat that accidentally got a white stripe. He thought it was that. He forced himself upon these cats. And I'm like, that's not a good message, Pepe Le Pew.
Not anymore.
Can't do that.
Nope.
Can't do
Drive
that.
safe, don't rape. Like, no. Like, don't do this. No. All right.
All right, what do we want to do now, boys?
Well, I'm
Do
so
some picks?
confused if it's a recap
We have
show.
picks.
Nah, what bullshit picks?
We got to do picks. What do you mean? We're heading into
the
the
national
weekend.
championship game's coming
Oh,
up. Semifinal.
Yeah,
Right.
we got
New Year's
semifinals
Day.
before the next show. You dumb. Come on.
All right.
How many picks we got? 10.
Two. So two
Yes.
semifinal games.
That's all we're picking.
Yes.
What else are
You
we
want to
going
pick Georgia and Florida State?
We got to do 5 games.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
Yeah,
three.
You have to.
Five.
You have to do 5
You
games.
have
I feel like you
5
should at least
questions.
pick the
games.
Georgia-Florida State game.
All right,
Georgia
here's-
by-
all right, so
question.
game number one. Stop it. Game number one.
Yeah.
Saturday, 12 noon, ESPN. It is the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, Ole Miss and Penn State. Penn State's given 4.5.
Give me Ole Miss. Hotty toddy. Hey,
Hotty toddy.
Question: is Mario coaching in that game, or did he just take his talents to Duke?
You mean
and
Manny?
Blake
Yeah,
Baker?
Manny's gone. Manny's
Man-
gone.
Manny's not coaching in that game, and he
No, he's going to be hanging out with his new quarterback. He's going to be hanging out with his new quarterback.
You got Pat Gear-Bags as defensive coordinator, for the love of Christ.
Oh, that's gonna be so awesome.
You got a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, he
He
got a
did.
quarterback quick in the
Luke
portal.
Murphy, and
Yes,
then,
he
and then
did.
and so he his
Lashley's
OC
quarterback
hire
coach. Yeah,
was Lashley's
Mhm.
quarterback coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to imagine, just a thought, I'd have to imagine that Duke thought that they might get a better, I don't know, coaching search effort when they hired Manny. I'm not sure, but those seem a little lazy.
that was
That
Manny's
was what he
MO.
knows. Going with one of his boys.
2 of them.
All right. Next up, Capital One Orange Bowl. Georgia and
By a
Florida
billion.
State.
By a billion, Georgia.
Georgia is giving 20.
Georgia by a billion.
20.
Oh
Fucking
my
20.
God,
They got like 19 players left on the roster, I think, Florida State.
that's a 48-10 ball game.
Absolutely.
I mentioned that I've never seen something, and it's another topic of discussion. But I mean, they have to fix this sitting out the bowl game thing.
We got to get into that. We got to get into that after the picks. Yeah, because I got some
Okay.
ideas for that. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get into
Cool.
that after the picks.
But yeah, Georgia by a billion.
All right. All right, so that's 2
Oh.
games.
Go Dogs.
Next game. Would you rather do the Fiesta Bowl or the Citrus Bowl?
I don't know who's in them.
Liberty and Oregon or Iowa, Tennessee?
Liberty to Oregon. I'll do. Iowa.
All right. The
Iowa beat Rutgers 22-0.
Burbo Fiesta Bowl.
Did you
Liberty.
know that?
What?
Iowa beat Rutgers 22-0.
They
Oh,
would have beat
nice.
they would have beat us 22-0 if we played them in a Pinstripe Bowl.
Oregon is giving 16.5 in this game. Yeah, I'm taking Oregon.
Bo Nix playing?
No.
I thought he was.
I think
Is
he
he?
is.
Oh,
think
then
he
you're
is.
absolutely taking Oregon.
I love Bo Nix.
I'm just gonna go contrary into that. Whoever they're playing, but not
Liberty.
All right.
Stop.
Liberty.
Give me Liberty or give
Go
me
Ducks.
death or give me death.
Well,
All right, first of the
death it
two
is for you.
semifinals. First semifinals at 5:00 on Monday. It is Alabama and Michigan. This is going to be Michigan giving 2.
I saw a picture this week of Jim Harbaugh, Mickey Mouse, and Nick Saban, and it said, "Caption this." I think Jim Harbaugh told Mickey Mouse, "I stole all your plays, Mouse," and I think Nick Saban said, "Jim, I stole the guy that stole Mickey Mouse's plays." So, but that said, made no sense. I don't care. I'm dyslexic. Give me Jim. I think he does it. I do. Give me Jim, not Nick. And a close one. Michigan by 3.
Scoop.
Roll Tide.
I'm taking Michigan just because I'm over Alabama. Yeah, so let's
you
get
know
something
what?
new.
You know what's funny? I had this conversation the other day with somebody. And I don't know why. Like, I don't dislike many programs. You know, like I don't even dislike Ohio State. OH. Right? I can't stand Michigan.
Why? Because you don't like Jim.
I don't know. I
It's
don't
Jim.
know.
It's his pants.
I just can't stand the Dockers.
But didn't you grow up in an
Hagen.
Ohio State household?
Yeah.
So wouldn't that be the reason
Yeah,
why?
but I don't. But
Yeah.
I didn't understand. But
But
He's
it was just
branded
ingrained.
rivalry.
It was
Yeah.
ingrained as from infancy that you
I
hated
just
Michigan.
don't like them. I just
Yeah.
don't like them.
I liked them
All
because they kept losing to Ohio State. So I just wanted him to snap the curse, and then they snapped the curse. But they're not the. I will agree, Scoop. They're not the easiest team to root for. I mean, there's some teams that are like, oh, I root for them. Michigan is like, I want them. I picked
And what's
them.
what's their fight song? Because I them and Notre Dame, I still don't know the difference.
Isn't it Hail to the Conquerors or whatever? Or Hail to the Victors?
Isn't that Notre Dame?
I have no fucking clue.
That's Michigan?
And then
What's
Fighting
Notre Dame?
Irish is no, that's Miami Hurricanes.
No, that's Miami. That's cool.
Now, don't ask me to go back to the Michigan one after doing that.
Now go
bro.
back to
I-
Michigan.
No, you're gonna have to go back to the show because I'm confused.
It's the same damn song. See, that's what I can't. Man, I can't. So the Notre Dame has the prelude.
All right, we're gonna get all technical.
Notre Dame has
Yeah.
the prelude.
All right.
Right?
Cool. It was a cool card too. the prelude. Tony Montana did Quaaludes. All right,
Okay.
where are we going with this?
I don't
Last
know.
game.
I don't like Michigan. Anyway, Roll Tide.
Texas.
Texas, Washington, 8:45. This is
Hook 'em.
going to be Texas giving 4.
Hook 'em horns.
Taking Washington.
The Penix Mightier.
So
Mhm.
you have So you guys have Michigan, Texas, and Michigan, Washington
Mhm.
in the national championship.
Mhm.
I got Michigan, Texas.
Yeah, Michigan, Washington.
I think Texas is the best team in the country.
Stop.
How
He's
are they not?
picking Texas. He's picking Texas to win it all.
They lost.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine if
Florida
Sarkisian
State never
ended up-
lost.
That made me laugh. That was a good one. And I gave a compelling case for them. Yeah, but this is a Florida State JV team. It's not the same Florida State.
Listen, man. So here's the thing with Florida State. And you know, y'all want to be all happy about Norville and how he works the portal, and that's fine. But when you bring in a roster of mercs, they're not going to hang around for the bowl game, bro. They're going to be out. They're not loyal to FSU. They weren't loyal to the last 2 teams they were at. They're going to be loyal to FSU now. You guys are idiots for even thinking that. Like, that's the problem with living in the portal. You're hiring mercenaries, which is fine for a season, but don't go looking for loyalty, bro. That's not how a mercenary's lifestyle works.
So let's talk about this. So I mean, the constant sitting out the bowl game. Now I get it. So how would we fix it? We're
I think
creating a
it's easy.
subcommittee. So I think, okay, the NIL, and I understand this. NIL doesn't force somebody to play. But if you left the program, they don't have to. There's a part in a contract. You have to sign an NIL contract, obviously. There's taxes on it and everything like that. When you sign that and then you go somewhere else, they're not going to pay you to go somewhere else. So then the NIL is void. I think these people who are getting players for the portal and they're giving them NIL money, I think there should be a percentage that's withheld if you don't play the bowl game. So then there's a financial incentive to play the bowl game, because that's the whole thing. They look at it as, well, I'm going to hurt my draft stock. Now, here's the other thing. NFL just sits pretty here like crooks, because college sports, college football, is free minor league system for the NFL. But these guys, some of these guys are getting like draft grades of 7th round or undrafted free agent status, and they opt out of their bowl game. I'm like, I wish the NFL, which would never happen, but I wish they would be like, listen, if you got like a top 3 draft grade, you know what I'm saying? Okay, sit out. It makes sense. But if you're 4th, 5th, go play your bowl game. Like go play your bowl game. I just think there's got to be some ramifications for not showing up to work, right? They're getting paid now. They're trying to talk about a stipend. And by the way, you want to talk about if they start paying players like they want to have a salary, a national salary for all these players, they're going to have to play the bowl game, or they're going to like not get paid.
Well, I was going to say there has to be some sort of clause, or they get paid per game.
Yeah.
But then you have injury situations, and it's never going to stop changing.
Well, so here's one thing you can do. And I think the majority of the issue that we're having, and you're always going to have some players that are going to opt out of the ball game. They just are for whatever reason. However, the NCAA, the fact that we're trying to fit all this in 3 weeks is insane. So the first thing you do is, with all due respect, early signing day is gone. It was cool for, it's only been around for 10 years, maybe tops. But you brought it in before the NIL, and the NIL has blown that whole thing up. So forget about early signing day. Here's what you do. You lock the rosters. All rosters are locked until the national championship is decided. The day after the national championship, so that's the second week of January, the portal opens up. The portal stays open for like 6 weeks until the end of February, okay? So you have the portal open for 3 weeks before signing day, for National Signing Day. National Signing Day hits. Then you have another 3 weeks after that. So who did we miss out with recruiting-wise that we can still go get in the portal? And then you do another portal after the spring, like in June, that's open for like 3 or 4 weeks or whatever. And you do it like, dude, there's too much in December. You're trying to squeeze everything in to like let the season end. We've had this entire season for 3 months, and the bowl games are about to happen. And the playoff next year is going to be 12 teams, so it's going to start even sooner. Like, I mean, bro, like, let it breathe a little bit. Let's get to the end of the season and then begin the offseason transactions. It's not that difficult.
Yes and no. The problem is you've already gone into the next semester of school, right? So if you have the portal open up the second week of January and it goes through the end of February, right? You're in the spring semester.
I forgot that this is about academics.
Into the spring semester, they do have to go to school.
I forgot that was even part of the equation.
They do have to go to school.
I mean,
that is part of it. So I'm with you, but these kids have to get into classes.
Okay.
Right?
I guess. I mean, we're paying them now. I mean, it's basically a pro sport. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I think classes should be optional at this stage. You want to go to class, go to class. If you don't, you're all good. I mean, I don't know.
Or they just miss out on a spring semester.
Right. Sure.
They go to summer school.
There you go.
And if you're so that's the thing too. Okay, fine. How about this? If you're going to enter the portal and you're going to transfer, you're set back a semester.
There you go.
You don't get to go to class in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's what you want to do, that
you get a semester
out.
off. Yeah, you're off in the spring.
You're off a semester. Not
go work for a moving company.
Right. So you're off a semester. You can go to summer classes and then again in fall. So maybe that's a solution. But we're going to worry about the academics. Not many people finish in 4 years. So if you're going to transfer, you lose a semester of academics.
So I put in real quick, Miami's tuition a year, $45,000. I don't know what it is these days, but let's just assume it's $45,000 a year, right? You play 12 games. Well, they're giving you a scholarship to play football. I prorated it for the day. It's $37.50 for the game. So that's what they give you. So you know what? If you want to sit out the bowl game, you got to pay us $3,750, and then you can sit out the bowl game. I don't care how you got the $37.50, but
it's 60,000 now.
Okay, so it's 60,000. So the price just went up. Inflation. Way to go. All right. So now you're paying us $5,000 to sit out your bowl game. Whatever agent wants to fit the bill, but I mean, I can't do that at work. You know what I'm saying? You can't eat your cake and have it too. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
But $1 million to go to Miami for 4 years.
Yeah, that's what they're giving you to give for an education for the year. So you can't do it for the 4-year time. You're just gonna have to do it for the year. So whatever the year is, and then all right, we played a game. So this is our arrangement. Like if I just decided not to show up to work, they dock my pay, or I got to use a vacation day, or I got to do. If I decide, but it's life. We got to prep you for life. I don't know. It's just they got to fix it. Toast, I love your idea. I think it's right. You got to fix when the portal dates are.
Something.
NFL's never gonna. It's gonna sit on its hands. It's free minor.
And you're letting the off season start before the postseason's over. It's just like no other sport does that. Like you got to let the postseason play out, man.
Bro, free agency during the season.
Yeah,
sitting out a bowl always made sense to us growing up. If it was like this dude was a top 5 pick,
right,
and their season went off the rails, and they're playing in the Sun Bowl, and it just wasn't worth it for that guy. It wasn't worth it, and it made sense, and nobody cried boo about that. Maybe some old hats. We're not those old hats. We get it. Like you're set to make millions of dollars. This is before Sam Bradford changed the scape and they put a rookie salary cap. You had rookie quarterbacks making $45 million coming in before they even took a snap. That went away. So you had a guy like set to have generational wealth. Don't play the game. But these guys, what does everybody have a draft grade? Everybody's opting out. Like everybody's sitting out to do it. Everybody's like, no, you don't. Stop it. Play your bowl game. Or pay the penalty.
Oh, my bad, guys. The 60,000 was for undergraduate off campus. If you want to live on campus, it's 90,000 a year.
So yeah, okay. Insane. Yeah, it's going up. It's going up.
Holy shit!
You got to use the private tuition because that's how they do it in baseball scholarships. They screw you in baseball scholarships. So you got to use the tuition base. That's what Miami's paying for you, and it's per game. You got to give his money back.
Can we touch on how good the Cleveland Browns are?
Baby, look, let me tell you something. Art. How terrified are you if you're a Dolphin fan of that defense showing up here? Dude, that team's going to win on the road.
Bro, Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
So he's got, it's 27-14 in the second over the Jets.
He's got 2 touchdowns and interception.
He's got 2 touchdowns. He's thrown for 224.
Dude, Joker's got 128.
And the Joko, 128. 5 catches, 128.
Well, Elijah Moore's got a touchdown. If he gets one more touchdown, I win. I picked him to get 2 touchdowns tonight.
The Browns are stupid good with Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco.
Isn't that incredible?
There's a, I forgot who it is. I'm not sure if it's the team or their official merch store in Cleveland. If you show up, I forgot what day it is, but if you show up with an old Browns quarterback jersey with any one of the names on it, like Couch or any of them, they will exchange it for a brand new either Joe Flacco or Deshaun Watson jersey.
A Couch jersey. Oh my goodness.
They're like, we finally found quarterbacks. Get rid of your old quarterback jersey. We got 2 of them.
Still the worst.
No, 2 of them. You've got 1 quarterback there.
Wow. Still the worst brand and logo in the history of sports.
In the history of sports. I had a Cleveland Browns starter jacket before I had any sort of Dolphin stuff. It was the ugliest piece of fucking clothing I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
It was a brown. It was a brown starter's jacket.
Yeah.
It was so fucking ugly.
All of their
I
shit's
cannot believe I wore it. But I did. I thought it was great.
The only jersey they have that I like is the white with the orange and the black.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, that defense is insane.
Dude, they're so good.
And the fact now that Flacco, how are the Jets feeling? They had Flacco. They had an amazing defense. They chose to not bring him back this year.
No, they get Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, Siemian.
Trevor Siemian.
He's
playing pretty well.
He threw a pick 6, I believe, earlier in this game.
Oh, Trevor Siemian. How about Russell Wilson?
Oh,
my-
baby, how about that one,
is
huh?
So, they just benched him with 2 games to go and to
Listen.
avoid paying him money.
They were some of the folks in our chat were ripping on him, and I said, "Hey, listen, say what you will. Russell's going to leave the NFL having made over $200 million and married to Ciara. He's doing pretty good for herself. Dude, it was a pretty good run for him, and he got a ring. He got a ring. Should have had 2.
Whack
He had
job, though, bro.
Oh, he's a total whack job. I love
He's
that he's gone from
nuts.
Seattle. But he's a total. Yes, he's always been nuts, though.
No,
Hey,
I
let's
think
ride.
I think the girl
Go
did it to him.
Hawks. Let's
He's a
ride.
weird dude,
He,
bro.
he wasn't. He
He's
wasn't weird until she.
He's a weird cat.
Yeah.
Sometimes we make bad choices. So, it is what it is.
All right. What else we got, boys?
It depends if this is a recap show.
You got
we're
5
done.
questions.
And I got
Jesus
5
Christ.
questions.
All right, go ahead.
All right. What is the?
Hold up.
oh,
Hold up. Thank
Wait
you.
for the intro.
5 questions.
He's like Mario running over to try to hire that OC today.
What is the most common lie employers tell their employees?
Oh, we're not downsizing.
In
The rumors of
radio,
layoffs
yeah.
were totally false. Yes.
In radio, yeah.
Yes.
You won't be a number here.
Scoop's never worked for a corporate entity.
I know, but he's smart. He can figure it out.
No, all of mine end up in HR, so no.
Mine was always a blanket one. We're working on it.
Working
Oh,
are you?
on it,
We're working on
yeah,
it.
We're working on
sure
it.
You
Okay.
are. Yeah. Yeah, that raise you promised me 6 months ago. Yeah, we're working on it.
We're working on
Okay.
it.
Yeah, we're working on
working
it.
on
Yeah.
Shut up and go away. We're working on it.
Yeah. Don't call us, we'll call you.
What place is the biggest tourist trap?
Locally or nationally?
Blanket statement.
Orlando in general,
Yeah, that is pretty.
the whole city.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. Here's one. I think Bass Pro Shops is a tourist trap.
Oh, it's a good one. That's an underrated
Yeah.
tourist trap.
You have to visit the aquarium every time, right?
Yes,
have to.
do.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they got a
Right.
gar floating around in there.
Bro, did you see the dude just get arrested because he caught a tarp from the thing and just
Oh my
ran out with it? I swear.
You can't go fishing in the aquarium.
Yeah, he absolutely did. For me, because I've been there once and I just am not that Vegas. It's a tourist trap. It's in the desert. There's an imaginary little person with a hair dryer pointing at your face, and you can't see him, and it's so hot. Yeah, no.
See, Vegas, I'm not a huge fan of Vegas, but Vegas can be very, very different experiences, right? If you're there with your boys and you're there for just a bender of 2 or 3 days and you're gambling and you're hitting the casinos or whatever, you can have that. If you're there with your wife, you can do a lot of stuff there that's pretty cool. You can do a lot of the
Dinner
shows. You
shows,
can do very, very good food. So you can do that. You can also go there as a family, and there's a lot of stuff to do, and you can do stuff on the outskirts. Not a huge fan of it, but it's very different for any facet of life. So I think it's underrated as much as I don't really like it. I think it is underrated for things other than just gambling. I don't even answer. That didn't even answer the tourist trap thing.
That's a very Scoop answer. Completely unrelated.
Yeah, totally unrelated, right? Is that good?
Yeah,
Mhm.
we'll
Okay.
take it as an answer.
We'll take it.
Jenners.
We used to drive from Jersey to Florida all the time, so we drove past south of the border,
South of the border.
which
Yeah.
is we stopped at once.
Vote for Pedro.
Sucks out loud.
Yeah, you never go
Yeah.
after you stop once.
Horrible.
One time.
Yeah.
One time.
You
But
stop
that
once
is
and then
the
you never
most
stop
And you
again.
never want to go
Monument-
near it again.
No.
monumental marketing strategy. They literally bought like
Pedro.
1,500 signs.
100%.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
market.
Pedro.
You
All
go to
market.
that place and you leave. You're like, I need to get a tetanus shot now.
Yes, 100%.
All right, so these next 2 questions, let's have some fun. What are some unspoken rules in the guy code?
Unspoken rules.
Yeah, what are some unspoken rules in the guy code?
Bros before hoes.
Okay, that's a good
But that's spoken a lot, it seems like, 'cause there's a phrase.
If you have one urinal between you,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
you move over one. Like don't get up
Yeah.
on the urinal next to me
Right.
when there's
Don't-
10.
There's an open one.
Don't
Yes,
play
correct.
urinal checkmate.
Don't
Please
sit
stop.
in the seat next to me if there's a buffer seat. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's unwritten rule.
Yes.
Mhm.
Buffer.
That's a great one.
I think if your boy breaks up with her, she's off limits, but it's worth a phone call too sometimes.
Hold on. Is it
Is
it
should
off-
be off limits?
no? Is it off? But here's the thing. I think now we're going to semanticize this a little bit. I think maybe it's off limits long term.
But you
Okay.
can hit it.
It's worth a phone
Worth
call.
a phone call. Worth a phone call. It's worth a phone call. God
Scoopy.
help me. So it wasn't unwritten, but it was a gesture. So mine is a gesture. So it's unspoken. You said unwritten or unspoken?
No, what is an unspoken rule within the guide
Unspoken
code?
rule. We had a gesture. It was in college. I don't think I've used it since then. Maybe I did. I take that back. I've used it on Roe. Roe didn't know what I was doing, so I had to explain it to him. So you used to put, like, if you saw your boy maybe or maybe not have had a little too much to drink,
Mhm.
right? So his judgment's a little bit impaired,
Mhm.
right? And you see him going down a road that maybe tomorrow he's going to not think was a good idea.
Mhm.
You would simply hold on. Oh, I have anything in here? Yeah, I do. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Don't know what he's doing.
Jesus, what are you doing here?
That's
Oh,
the rule.
you put the thing on his forehead. Yeah, but see, here's the problem. When your buddy and you're the one that's inebriated does that, you just think it's funny because he's never told you what that means. So he just lets you go off a cliff. Just-
Once you know what it means, you don't go off the cliff anymore.
yeah, but how are you supposed to know when you're inebriated?
What I told you.
Mm-hmm.
It's so. Oh,
That means get off the ride. Go find something else.
all right. Let's see.
Next one.
What is your anti?
This is worth a phone call.
It is worth a phone call. What's your anti-$1,000,000 idea? A product that no one would ever buy. Oh no.
All right.
Uh,
So you know how you have for golfers, right? You have little pocket caddies that'll give you the distance and everything for how,
Yeah.
What if they came out with a little coach's caddy and coaches could keep it in their pocket and then they could pull it out. They aren't sure if you should take a timeout or do something at the end of the half or at the end of the quarter. Call it the coach's caddy.
The coach's caddy.
I think there's a program that would pay billions for that at this point. So that's
Only
actually a
one
pretty
customer.
good idea.
I got to charge a lot. It's only one customer you get for this one.
I'm
Like $1
sure there's
million.
other- I'm sure there's some other not quite like us, but yeah. Oh my goodness, it's Scoopy. He would be so bad on Shark Tank.
The worst.
How about you, Jenners? You got
What do you mean bad on Shark Tank? What do you mean?
It's because you can't come up with ideas.
Yeah, no, I got nothing on that. That's a weird one.
That is a weird
right.
question.
It's a weird.
Potpourri tampons.
Oh,
Yeah, that wouldn't
Wow.
sell, would it? All right.
oof. Yeah.
Okay.
You go down there, it's like an orange blossom.
Hold on. What was it? If it smells like fish, it's a tasty dish. What was the rest of it?
If it smells like cologne, leave it alone.
There it is.
You don't want to leave it alone.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
If it smells like potpourri, let it be.
What are subtle signs that someone's Canadian.
Well, they drive like shit in a Quebec license plate. They don't use their fucking turn signals. They don't tip for a goddamn ever. They never tip at a restaurant. Worst tippers in the history of creation.
Mm-hmm.
Are those subtle?
Yeah,
Those seem obvious.
I like it though.
I do like it.
Well, and what's that with the A?
Hey.
Yeah.
A. You hear A all
Somebody
the time.
pointed out
It's
that
usually
like
language.
they
Yeah.
do it at the end of phrases, and
Correct.
Americans do it at the beginning. But we don't know that. Hey, what's going on? Like we say it all the time. Like we don't notice.
No, yeah, and they say, "What's going on, eh?"
This.
Yeah, exactly. But
Mhm.
we say hey in the front.
They say the A, and I can't get behind putting gravy on French fries. This whole poutine thing, like I just can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a messy, slobbery sort of a
It's
snack.
very French. Very French.
Yeah.
Shit food. I hate French food.
See, yeah, I don't see. Listen, I'll be honest. I'm much when it comes to Canada, I view it as two different countries. I have the French Canadians in the east, who I absolutely despise, and then the rest of Canada, like Toronto and everything west, is I guess they're all right.
They're
You
good
know.
people.
Yeah, decent people. You know, the Fighting Trudeaus.
Yay, another reference.
Mm.
I just think it's sort of they say boat.
Boot.
About.
About.
The boot.
About.
The boot. The boot.
I mean, I was gonna say there's tampons in the men's bathroom, but I can't use tampons for back-to-back answers.
How about
so
they
I'm
have a
just gonna say
king?
boat.
King Charles is their
The
king.
boot.
They have a king.
Is he
Yeah, he's their king.
King Charles?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah,
Did we go over this?
The king
but
of
back
Canada.
The
when it
king
was
of
yeah.
King of England
Mm-hmm.
is also the king of Canada.
Correct. Same with it was same with the Queen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Well,
I
they were
don't
almost
know.
our, they were almost our king and queen too.
Well,
Look
they
this
are
up.
now the king of North Dakota. They took it over.
Along with the fighting
callbacks?
Trudeaus.
How many callbacks?
See,
Hold on a
this last
second.
show. It's the last
Look
show of
this up.
2023. All the
King
callbacks.
Charles.
All the
King
callbacks.
Charles
A
is
year
the
worth
king
of
of Canada.
callbacks.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Is this true? Is somebody looking this
It
up?
is true. No,
Jenners?
we looked it up for the Queen. It's
hang on.
true.
yeah.
King Charles is the king of Canada.
Yes, he is.
Canada, the England king, owns Canada.
Yeah, because it was a Providence, a colony, whatever it was. It was a thing. They founded Canada.
We just didn't revolutionize far enough north.
Yeah.
Is what all that happened. We needed to keep pushing north. We had them
Canada,
beat.
Canada is a constitutional monarchy whereby the sovereign is Canada's head of state. King Charles III automatically became the sovereign of Canada when he was crowned King of England.
There you go. He's the king.
So he's the king
He
of
has no
Canada.
power, but he's the king.
He's
Him
the
and
king of
Ryan
Canada.
Reynolds.
It's
Kings
just like
of
the king
Canada.
in England. He has no power in
Owns
England. He's just a
Canada
figurehead.
too?
Yes. Yes.
This
We
guy.
should be the kings of Canada. Why not? Set a goal for 2024.
You would think Ryan Reynolds would be the king of Canada.
Yeah.
It's not too hard to take his crown. He's Canadian.
Them and
I'll just give it to you if you
him
ask
and,
nice enough.
Exactly.
Who's that Canadian band?
Oh,
Nickelback's from Canada.
Rush.
Do you know
Oh,
why they're
Rush.
called Nickelback?
Yeah, no. Just stop. You can't say that Canadian band and have the answer be fucking Nickelback.
No, it wasn't
Fuck
who I was
yes.
thinking of.
Like,
It
there's,
wasn't who I was
Rush,
thinking of.
there's actual bands that have come out of Canada. We're not going Nickelback as the Canadian band.
It wasn't even
Peart-
what I was thinking of. I was thinking of a more obscure band, to be quite honest.
I don't
with
know
you.
if this is a hot take. I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I know Neil Peart is one of the greatest rock drummer gods
Rest
of all
his
time.
soul. Yeah.
Rush is overrated.
Just stop.
I think Rush
Actually,
is
one of the
overrated as
greatest
well.
three pieces
I
of
think
all time.
Neil Peart is Rush.
Well, I mean, he wrote everything. He was a lyricist.
I'll tell
is
you.
it.
Oh, I took the family today to go watch Aquaman 2. Just to do something. They're on holiday break.
How bad is it?
It was fun. I mean,
Okay.
I've seen Marvel movies way worse than this. It
Okay.
was actually funny at parts. It really was. So I think they did a pretty good job. But I saw the preview for the Bob Marley thing. That one was touching. That one was moving me just watching the preview. I gotta definitely check that movie out. He was definitely not from Canada. He was
All
from
right.
Jamaica.
So 3 Days Grace is the band that I was thinking of.
Okay.
Wow.
Canadian band, 3 days
Yeah.
crazy.
Nobody's flash in the pan band. If
So
there
hold
ever
on.
was
So hold
one.
on. So hold on.
Jesus.
So we're gonna
How about
Canadian
Drake? He's
bands.
Canadian.
Canadian bands. Bare Naked Ladies.
Okay.
Oh,
Good band.
Sum 41.
Well,
Did
sure.
not know that.
Nickelback, as we said.
Mhm.
Simple Plan.
Okay.
3 Days Grace.
Is Rush not on the list?
Russia's there, yeah.
Okay. Any other older bands?
Steppenwolf.
It sounds like he's reading the. It sounds like he's reading the 2001 roster for Zeta bands.
Yeah, exactly what I thought of. Finger 11.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Again,
50 best Canadian musicians. Hold on, this is out of Rolling Stone. This is
Who's number one?
This is why
Who's
we
number
do
one?
this. This is why we do these things.
Who's number one?
I got to get there. Got to get through the
No,
advertising.
no, we're
You
not
had to
going
go
through
He starts at
50.
50. and it goes all
Martha
the way
and the
to now.
Muffins is from there.
no,
Martha and the Muffins.
sure.
April Wine. Hold on, let me get to number one.
Isn't Avril
Alanis
Lavigne from
Morissette.
there?
Avril Lavigne
Avril
is from there?
Lavigne.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a hot commodity from there.
Mhm.
Hold on.
Is Jewel from Canada?
No,
Jewel
I don't
is
Or is she
think
just from
so.
Kevin Costner's
She's
bedroom
from
now?
Canada. She
Okay.
is.
Did she fix her teeth?
I don't know. I think Kevin
No.
fixed them for her.
I don't think so. No.
Top.
Okay.
Okay, here we
She's
go.
got summer teeth.
The
like
top.
summer
Yeah,
hair or
yeah,
something.
yeah. The top, based on Rolling Stones, best Canadian artist, Joni Mitchell.
Wow.
Number 2, Neil Young.
Oh, sure. Okay. He is Canadian.
Number 3, Rush.
There you go.
Number 4, Leonard Cohen. And number 5, which makes this, well, no, number 5, they have Drake.
Okay.
I will
Alright.
tell you this. I
Where's
will say
Alanis
this.
Morissette?
Yeah.
Alanis Morissette's not in there, which is disgusting. On the top
Mhm.
5. Who else should be in the top 5 from Canadian artists?
Well, Celine Dion.
Celine Dion should be the top.
I mean,
Canadian
isn't she
artist.
number
knock it
one?
off.
Like, she should be
She's
number
French
one.
Canadian. Maybe they disavow.
Maybe
that.
maybe they discern that. They don't like the French either.
I mean, in my mind, she's the only one in Canada that deserves to be above Rush.
She's got pipes.
She's phenomenal. Yeah, she can't sing
You know-
anymore.
Yeah, you know she can't sing.
She's got this the
Stiff person
the
disease.
stiff person disease. Yeah,
That's
Do you hear that?
awful, awful.
Like, what is that?
Yeah,
What's it called?
Brutal.
it's like the stiff.
Stiff
it's like
person.
yeah,
Never
her-
heard of
that.
Everything's stiffen up.
Stiff
it's
that's
just-
person.
Yeah,
Scleroderma?
Stiff person syndrome.
Yeah.
yeah.
Rare autoimmune neurological disorder that most commonly causes muscle stiffness and painful spasms that come and go and can worsen over time. And she has it to where it's like she can't sing. It's like affecting her
Mhm.
throat and shit.
Wow.
Fucked up. Yeah,
pipes.
yeah. All right, kids. I think that's the show. It's like an hour and
Yeah, that's a good
30
double
minutes.
banger.
good double banger. Bang bang.
Bang bang.
Hey, listen, we go out on such an optimistic note. We're all in on the Kool-Aid into 2024. So I mean,
Nope.
we're no worries
Nope.
about a quarterback. We're good to
There's-
go with Jakari and Emery in the spring game. That'll be fine, along with Judd as well. The three of them will compete. It'll be beautiful. Yeah, come on, all is good here.
I mean,
He
they'll
is
have
definitely
6
not-
timeout, or they'll have what is it, 3 and 3? They'll
Yeah,
have
two
8 timeouts for the
timeouts to
spring
carry
game.
over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they'll have 5 timeouts for the Florida game in the first
Yeah.
half.
As you can tell, he is definitely not taking any Kool-Aid in his bum.
I took something else in my bum. We're all set. I don't need any Kool-Aid in there. I took
Right.
like an 8-foot long thing.
8 feet.
I don't know how long it was. I have no idea.
My God.
Your colon's like right there, bro.
But they go all the way to the end of it. They give you the
Prison just
pictures at
paged
the
you,
end.
bro.
Did they go
They give you
through your
little
brain
pictures.
and back down?
I don't know. It seemed like a
Bro,
very long.
I've stood
cord.
next to you. I don't think you're
How do you know?
much bigger
How do
than
you,
6
are you
feet.
asleep?
I was, but before I went to sleep, I looked to my right and there was like a thing there with like a long, like a scope. I was like, oh, that must be it. Yeah. And then the wife had hers the other day.
Oh, it was I'd say
Yeah,
a
we were gonna
double
do a
banger there
couples
too.
one. A couples one, but they don't do the couples thing.
They don't do the couples thing anymore.
You can't get a couples colonoscopy with your significant other,
You
like
should,
holding
you should
hands.
get that in the privacy of your own home. It's like
You would like to think, sure, yeah.
it's like a couples retreat.
Do you share that thing? It's
Yeah,
like, your
It's like one
turn.
on each side,
Yeah.
ass to
right.
ass.
Mhm.
It's like the Lady of the Tramp spaghetti just comes together.
Both of your
Dude.
sphincters just kiss.
It disappears. Where'd it go? Where did who go?
Oh God Almighty!
Oh,
So what do you want to call this one, boys?
Oh, I've got a name.
I'm sure
Oh,
you
man.
do.
It's worth a phone call.
I wrote that down too. Worth a phone call.
It's worth a phone call.
Worth a phone call.
Very good. Very good.
Oh,
All right. Listen, man, everybody have a wonderful New Year's Eve. Do your thing. We'll be back with you guys next week. We'll kick off 2024 with more optimism than we can even handle. Because that's the theme of 2024. Optimistic Canes fans. That's what we're renaming the pod, the Optimistic Pod.
There you
The
go.
Optimistic Canes pod.
We're here for it. We're here for it.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful
Optimistic
holiday.
OCP.
boys. Optimistic
OCP.
boys.
There you
We
go.
don't even have to change our initials.
There you go. OBB.
All right.
Full of fucking optimism.
As always, go Canes!
Go! Bang.